came across a drifting ship. I took a look inside. I found a note that someone wrote that said, take her for a ride. I set a course for sights unseen, went out to open sea. To my surprise, a bunch of sailors joined along with me. Now we're sailing on the mystery ship, and all the sailors here are really hip. There isn't any cost of membership. All you gotta do is join our trip. Yeah, I'm the captain of the mystery ship, and I'm a-calling all aboard this ship. I'm really hoping that you'll enjoy it up on the mystery ship. So bring a friend and come along with us aboard the mystery ship.
She's calling you, Val Kimber. Wilma is calling. All right, it's about time I look around the horn. Shall we look around the horn, people? First of all, do I have a live camera? I do. I do have a live camera. Let me knock those waves and stuff down a wee bit. How you doing out there? It is your brother Zoe coming to you on Friday. What is this? The 6th? Is it December 6th? Yes, 12/6. Can you believe another year has slipped right through our fingertips? I mean, it seems like every year we're right back here doing the same thing, freezing our butts off. And the older I get, the more I love the spring and love the fall. I just can't decide which is my favorite. Let me look around at the horn and make sure I'm live everywhere I am supposed to be live. I am looking at the fine folks over at Pilled Foxhole. They are there, and they are live. Very good to see him. Crazy Chuck with a K, good to see you, my man. I always get busy. I ask you a question, and then I go to other channels, and I never seem to find your answer. Are you now firmly ensconced in your new home, Chuck? I hope that worked out exactly the way you were planning. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat to see your response, but I hope that you had Thanksgiving in your brand new home. Crazy Chuck with a K, the incredible guy who helped put a road sofa on my Harley Davidson, which I'll be riding tomorrow, by the way, recently bought a new home, and he was very, very excited about it. And I'm excited for him. This is great. Okay, so we are definitely live at Pilled Foxhole. We are live at Rumble, and I see people rumbling over there, so that's a beautiful thing. Let me go over here to YouTube, where over there, so that's turn that off so there's no echo going on. Okay, we are live at YouTube. That's fantastic. How about at Twitch? Are we twitching that itch tonight? We are live at Twitch. Okay, that is a beautiful thing. I'm going to just hit refresh just for the fun of it. Okay, good. That way I can keep tabs with the chat up over there. And tonight I'm going to introduce, I always stop and say hello to all the people at all the platforms, but tonight I have to say a special congrats to the fine people over there, the champions. Yes, the champions. We are the champions, my friend. There they are. The champions over at D Live. They pulled it off. It was close, but they pulled it off, and it was most impressive. Let's see. Yes, 16 out of 21. That's pretty damn good. Twitch was right on their heels with 15. Foxhole had 13 correct. YouTube had 11 correct, and Rumble had 8. But, you'll have some of that. But anyway, great job. Great job to the folks over there. They're patting themselves on the back. Patting themselves on the, they're not the type to, look at me, I won. They just kind of high-five each other and go, let's see if we can hang on to this. Good to see you guys over there. As I speak, they put up a sticker that says, "We are the champions." So perhaps I may have jumped the gun. Great to see you all hanging out over there. I'm seeing Lynn Winters, Syllabor, Jayla17, Bad Zoot, Val Kimber, TL Spud. Just the cream de la creme over there. Great to have you all hanging out over there. Good to see you. Thanks for popping on by the mystery ship. Now over to the home of free speech in America, and by that I'm talking Pilled Foxhole. Crazy Chuck with a K, first guy in the house tonight. Girl Patriot on his heels. Ahoy, first mate. She says to Crazy Chuck, due diligence in the house. Drop comes in, drops a little GP love. Have a grog on me. I believe I will. It's been a grog-filled week. I mean, it's been a week that I need to be filled with grog to forget. Very, very, very busy week for your brothers, though. Non-stop. Wonderful to have you guys hanging out over there. Thank you for coming aboard the mystery ship. Let's get a look over at Rumble again. Yes, there's still bodies warming up over at Rumble, so that's a beautiful thing. YouTube, we've got Andy Social in the house. Andy, good to see you, my friend. Hope everything is groovy in your world. Been a minute. And we are live at Twitch, so that's good, people. We are live at all the 5 channels we're supposed to be. Reached out earlier today to my brother, the Texan, who let me know that he was not quite in condition to do the regular Friday night show that we do together, the music video show that we put together. And I said, that's okay. I will sail on the mystery ship. The ship is moored and ready to go. Duska had it ready to go by the time I got here tonight. Oh, missing a couple lights here. Missing a couple lights. What a weekend has been, people. I finished up the project that I was working on in the early half of the week. That damn thing drug on for 2 weeks longer than it was supposed to have drug on. Finally, it's, as we used to say in Hollywood, it's in the can. The job is over. Job is done. I picked up all my stuff and I bid them farewell, happy life, and got the hell out of there. And boy, just one of those annoying, you remember that old movie from the 50s, The Brain That Wouldn't Die? Was that the 60s? Well, this was the job that wouldn't die. It was one of those. I am excited about several things coming up. Tomorrow, first of all, let me check the weather. This is foremost extremely important. Extremely important. Let's check the weather for tomorrow. The weather says it is currently 42 and clear here in Medford, which means it's going to be cold. It's going to get all the way down to about 38 tonight, which is delightful because earlier in the week it was 28. And I know that's nothing to the people like in Minnesota, but to this little Oregonian boy who mostly grew up in Southern California, 28 is plenty cold for this little Dago boy. So tomorrow, the reason it's important, tomorrow afternoon, 94% chance of rain tomorrow afternoon. Let's just look at Saturday. Because I want to see hourly. Show me hourly. Oh, ads. Why do they have to put ads on there? Hourly, okay? Tomorrow morning, 2% chance of rain, 1% chance of rain, all the way up until about, they are saying by 2 p.m., there will be an 88% chance of rain. Well, the reason I'm interested in that is tomorrow is the annual toy run or toy drive. So all of those bikers get together. Holy smokes! Holy smokes, our poor sister, Purple Pixie. Holy cow! Oh, that poor kid. We're going to be praying for her tonight. Let me just make a note right here. Looks like Purple Pixie got a couple of black and blues. It looks like she's got a black eye, or she's on her way to getting a black eye. Oh, the poor kid. She says her dogs got her. I guess that means they tripped her up. They wrapped their leashes around her feet, and she must have, it almost looks like she went down a set of stairs without being able to put her hands out to protect her fall. That is, oh, darling. Oh, that dear girl. That dear girl. Wow. Tomorrow is the annual toy run. This is where hundreds and hundreds of bikers come together. We have a little place out in the north end of the valley that we all gather, and it is very cool. You bring a toy for an underprivileged child, and all the bikers, it's a herd. And when I mean a herd, it is unbelievable. We ride together 2 by 2 down the road. We all leave this place at the base of the mountains. There's a little bar and grill out there. We all get together and hang out for 2-3 hours and tell old war stories and freeze our asses off and laugh at the toys that we buy for other kids. And then I think right around 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, we shove off. Now, we get a police escort. We ride all the way into downtown Medford with the motorcycle police running ahead, and they hit every red light. And if you are someone waiting at that light, hoping to cross that highway, well, I hope you got 15, 20 minutes, half an hour on your hands, because they don't let anybody through. It's just a parade of bikers that lasts, I think it lasts 40 minutes is what I was told. And every year there's people lined up on both sides of the road. They're filming the non-stop row of bikers, and it's so much fun. It is so much fun. If you do bring a toy, you drop it off at this collection site, and that gains you entry into the Elks Lodge, where there's always a live band, there's always free food, and, drink will flow, blood may spill. Always a good time. And it almost always rains, but it looks like tomorrow. It is not going to rain until it's over. So that's fantastic news. Mrs. O wanted to ride with me, but she really didn't want to ride in the rain. So looks like we're going. It looks like we are going, people. I'm excited about that. Also happening this week, I mentioned to you that there will be no classic rock show tomorrow in lieu of a Seventh Day show on Sunday, okay? So on Sunday, I'll be hosting 7 of the best classic rock albums, start to finish, no interruptions, the entire album, start to finish, and it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be just amazing. I've got 7 ass-kicking albums to share with you. I'm looking forward to doing it. Because tomorrow, on my regular broadcast day, I'm going to be playing Motorcycle Madman. I may try to broadcast live from there, but if I do, it'll be just to YouTube, just because it's too much hassle. I still haven't. One day I'll learn how to do a live broadcast and use my broadcast software that I pay monthly for that I haven't ever used. Anyway, that is what is currently on my plate. The other big thing this past week for me was not this Saturday, but next Saturday, the 14th. The 14th is our annual company Christmas party. And every year, your brother Zoe shoots and edits a music video. I shoot and I edit a music video, and this year's video is quite exciting. I have actually really stepped the game up. You notice all my guitars are missing? There are no guitars here. That's because they're all in my car right now. I spent the last 3 days driving from job site to job site to job site, and I have a great big boom box. And I'm playing the song that I selected, which is Brooks and Dunn, Hard Workin' Man. It's a ass-kicking country tune. And I meet the guys on the job site. I throw guitars on them. They rock around like a bunch of ninnies. And it's been a very fun and exciting week thus far. I just need to find the time to edit that, and that is editing. Editing takes a little bit of time, but anyway, we will see. I've got 1 week to edit a 3.5 minute video. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited about it, though. I really am, and I'm excited about tonight's show. I was a guest last night. On someone else's show, and my eyes were potentially opened wide. You've heard of eyes wide shut? My eyes came away eyes wide open. But you know me. I question everything. That is what the epitaph should read on my headstone. This son of a bitch questioned everything, because as much as my eyes were opened, I need empirical evidence. Okay, that's what I look for. I want to know that what I'm presenting actually holds water. And I'm going to present a very amazing topic to you this evening that I really, really hope to get your input on. Okay? I really am counting on the Mystery Ship family to call in tonight and lend us your ear. Please, if you would, call in if you've been watching the show from the beginning and you know what the topic is, and you can stay on course. It's so much more fun that way. It's going to be interesting. It really is going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. Let me pull up a little video here. Here's the one. There it is. Good. It looks as though we're going to be ready to run. This should be an interesting show, people. It should be a very interesting show. We're going to gather our thoughts and come back together right on the other side of this very short video. I'm giving you a couple of minutes to run and take a leak, or take the dog outside, or sneak off to the garage for a quick mood enlightenment, whatever it is you must do. You got a couple minutes to do it, because when we get back, the Mystery Ship is sailing out of the harbor. Duska is going to unlash us from the dock, and sail away we will. Okay, I will. First things first. Get rid of turn that off all the way. Okay, turn that off all the way. Get yourself a little more soda there, Zoe. Have a sip of grog. This one, people, is for you. This one clearly is for you.
Why do we sail upon the mystery ship? 'Cause we never know where we'll go next.
This is the time I like to take a moment to thank the wonderful people who support this show. And by supporting the show, I mean the people who show up regularly and hang out with me. Because you're extraordinarily special. You are not just bumps on a log. You're not just people I happen to be. You are my friends. And I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. More than you will ever know. Across the 5 different platforms, I love each and every one of you. The ones I've gotten to meet, so wonderful. So wonderful. One of the greatest ways that you can help this show, truthfully, is simply to tell a friend about it. Share it with the people you know, or perhaps post it to your Facebook or whatever kind of social media you have. Those who are sharing the show, I appreciate your help because I know you're doing it. I know it's working because every time I sign on, it shows me, particularly like over at DLive, I'm deactivate and activate. I don't know why my camera freezes like that. I really don't. Was I frozen that whole last time? Anyway, I know you guys are sharing the show because every time, like when I log into DLive, it shows me, you've got 3 new followers. I'm like, wow, where am I at DLive right now? 1.86K. 1.86K. For comparison, I'm going to go over to Savannah Sushi and see how many she's got right now. I have 16 people watch. Oh, she's got 4.43 thousand followers, but of course, she has something that I don't have. Wow. Well, good for her. That's all I can say. Good for her. But she has 9 viewers watching, and I have almost double that right now. So take that, Savannah Sushi. In fact, I do have double that. I've got 21 people over there. God bless each and every one of you over at D Live, the champions. Thank you for being here. Sorry, Savannah. And you other wonderful folks on the other platforms, thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for the from everything, from the lemons to the gold pills. You are absolutely the best. The best. Folks, tonight I want to breach a subject that is it's been making its way into the news lately. We're going to take our time getting there. You talk about dipping a toe in the water and then finally taking the plunge. It's going to take us most of the entire show to take the plunge. But we're going to start by, I'm going to share with you a gentleman that I came across 3 weeks ago or so. Now, I don't know what you guys know about the Masons, okay? The fine folks in the Masonic Temple. Now, as you know, people like George Washington was a Freemason. There are other notable gentlemen in history who were Freemasons, most notably Albert Pike. There is a enormous, and I mean ginormous, statue to Albert Pike in Washington, D.C. I don't know if you've ever been there and ever seen it, but I have. And it is somebody took that man very literally to create a statue that big. He must have been
George Washington.
He must have been
Freemason.
somebody. He must have been somebody to warrant a statue of that magnitude. It's freaking huge. Okay? Freaking huge. No, not Perry Mason, but I loved Perry Mason. You're not Oasis? You're not Oasis? Mason Jar. Ah, yes. The Mason-Dixon line. Anybody say that yet? Nope. Nope. She's a ginger freak, says T.L. Spud. I know he's talking about Savannah Sushi, who just had a baby. Congratulations to Savannah Sushi and her new baby. Gave Zoso a big green pill. A big green pill. So, folks, last night I was a guest on another program. And during the course of the program, I am one of those people that thirsts for knowledge. When my marriage broke up, I spent, I think, honestly, like the next 7 years, not going out and chasing women. Instead, I kind of turned to the inside, and I did work. I worked my butt off. I worked my ass off. But when I would come home, I would grab a dinner, grab whatever, and I would dive into the internet, and I would study things that didn't make sense. This was right. Basically, the end of my marriage was the beginning of my awakening, and I will never stop thirsting for more knowledge. They say knowledge is power. I'm not very powerful, but I sure have studied a whole lot of topics. I mean, I've looked at things that I'm sure I would be embarrassed to share with you, but I've looked at them anyway. Okay, there isn't a big topic out there that I haven't stuck my nose into, from flat Earth to whatever, UFOs to Skinwalker Ranch. I doubt you could name a topic that I haven't wasted 50 or 60 hours on at some point in my life. One of the things that always piqued my curiosity was the Masons. I'm talking about, the Freemasons. Because on the back of my Lincoln Continental is a bumper sticker. It's a little round blue sticker, and it's got the compass and the square on it with the big G, and it says, to be one, ask one. All right? So I always considered the Masons to be like a fraternity of sorts, kind of like, I thought they were kind of like the Elks, or the International Order of Odd Fellows, or there's so many of those groups out there. And I thought that this is just another one of those groups where everybody joins, and they got a little gin house across town where you guys meet once a month and hang out. Of course, the Masons have lodges. Okay, they're pretty serious about their meetings. They have full-blown, big-ass, rather impressive lodges that they meet in. But I always kind of thought that the idea of being a Mason was, to better one's self, to explore your business opportunities by sharing with your fellow Masonic Templars what it is you do for a living. And, this guy rubs that guy's back, and that guy rubs this guy's back, and this guy just happens to have something you need, and you in turn go back. I believed that they all helped each other to become more successful, introducing people to potential clients, improving everyone's way of life. I thought that's what it was all about. I don't think that there was any, from the furthest reaches back in my mind, one thing I always admired about the Masons was, this was no KKK, all right? It wasn't just white people, okay? It was people of every race, creed, and color across the board. Across the board, Masons are Masons. And I really thought that I really didn't give it a whole much more thought than that. I would talk to some friends here and there, and I always kind of wondered what it's about, because I was told by some people that, it's extremely secretive, very secretive. In fact, when I was in high school, the really, really hot chick who sat behind me, I still remember her name, Christy. Anyway, she was selling, C's Candies had these, it was like a sucker. It was like a chocolate sucker, and they were delicious. And she said, this is a fundraiser for us. Would you buy one of these? They're $2. And I said, sure, I'll buy 5 or 6 of them. So, and I did. And I said, what is the fundraiser for? And she said, Job's Daughters. Job's Daughters. I didn't know what Job's Daughters was. Certainly, biblically, I was familiar with it. In fact, let's just satisfy my curiosity right here. I'm going to look it up. What the hell's Job's Daughters? I'm going to Google it. Job's Daughters. Job's Daughters International is a youth organization creating confident young leaders in your community. Job's Daughters' mission is to create confident young women, respect tradition, and shape the future. Our members learn invaluable skills that increase their confidence and prepare them to lead. We teach girls to use their voice. Job's Daughters is an international sisterhood. There are girls around the world who are growing and learning just like you, a family of confident young women. Leaders, our members sure know how to plan. They run their own meetings, plan their own activities. With the guidance of certified adults, Job's Daughters gives them the freedom to become strong leaders. Friends, making friends in Job's Daughters. Between meetings, fundraisers, sleepovers, parties, you're guaranteed to make friends for life in JDI, which is Job's Daughters International. Now, if you look carefully, Let me open this picture right here. This picture right here. Oh, for God's sakes. Really? I lost the picture. Here we go. Let's try it again, Zo. Don't let go. Don't let go. Look at this. This is a picture of Job's daughters. Look at those fancy robes that they're wearing, and look at all the pomp and circumstance. And do you see that? You see that big old G hanging on the wall there? That big old G? Well, some bitch. Some bitch. If that doesn't... I could have had a V8. Doesn't that remind you of the big G in the Masons symbol? Now, are there any Masonic families here? Is there anybody in the chat who had an uncle or someone who was a Mason? Any relatives of anybody in the chat who had a relative that was a Mason? I'm interested. Deus Volt. Hey, it has been a minute, my man. Let me turn you blue. Good to see you. Good to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing great. Hello to Andy Social, Dandy002, Rain Cry, Phil Brad, Sherry B, Deus Volt, Lone Yukon. No, bricklayers don't count. Bricklayers don't count. That's a different kind of Mason. Those are the Green Bay Packers logo, says Prairie Fire. So, here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing about the Masons. I never personally knew one. I had friends who, growing up, would tell me about people they knew, like maybe one of their dad's friends was a Mason. But what the thing that came out of it was that whatever they do, it's very secretive. There's not a lot of they don't go blabbing about what it is that they do. Now, I thought it's just like a secret club, you know. Nobody ever invited me. Hey, you want to be a Mason? Hey, why don't you come on down to the temple? Let's make you a Mason. Nobody ever invited me to do that. Good dog. How you doing? Good to see you. Love my style, he says. Great to have you aboard, man. A 3 weeks ago, I am combing the internet, and I come across this guy. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, but I'm going to put his picture up on the wall here. Let's see. Yes, let me take this guy's picture and put it on the wall and show you who this guy is. His name right here is Altian Childs. Altian Childs. You've never heard of him? Well, good. I don't feel bad because I'd never heard of him either. I really didn't have a clue who this guy was. Not a clue. Not a clue. But I'll share with you a little bit about him, okay? He is, let's see, born in 1975, so that would make him 49 years old. He was a winner of the second season of the X Game, or the X Factor Australia. The X Factor Australia. Now, help me out here, people. I don't watch television. What the hell is X Factor? I thought it was the X Games. I thought he was part of the X Games, which I know are those extreme sports where they do triple flips on bicycles and crazy skiing and snowboarding. No, nothing to X Factor. Is that like America's Got Talent? Is that? I guess I'm going to have to look up X Factor. What is X Factor? X Factor. Okay, the X Factor is a television music compilation. Pardon my hairy legs. The X Factor is a television music competition franchise created by British producer Simon Cowell and his company Psych. Okay, so it's in the same vein as America's Got Talent and all that kind of crap. So apparently, this gentleman, Altian Childs, I'll put his face up again. There he is, Altian Childs. He was no slouch. Okay, no slouch whatsoever. He won the second season of the X Factor Australia in 2010 and was subsequently signed with Sony Music Australia. His debut single, Somewhere in the World, reached the top 10 in Australia and New Zealand, and his self-titled debut album peaked at number 3. Certified platinum. So this guy, although he may not be a household name here in America, he is no slouch, okay? His second studio album came out, and then in 2016, he played the title role in the Queensland production of Jesus Christ Superstar. So this guy has got talent. He has got talent. Apparently, he sings like a mofo. He won with a Guns N' Roses. Oh no, I'm sorry, Living on a Prayer. He won the X Factor challenge with redoing Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer. He auditioned for this. Let's just move on. Anyway, so this guy. Okay, let me come back on camera. Apparently, this guy is somebody. Apparently, he can't walk down the street in Australia without somebody grabbing him and going, "Dude, can you will you sign my shirt?" He's a big deal in Australia. I've never heard of him. Anybody here ever heard of him? I've never heard of him. But I'll tell you where I did hear of him. I was scrolling through YouTube the other night, and I came across this video right here. Let me, I have it pulled up on another screen. Let me pull it up right here. Here it is.
Well,
I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to drop the link to this in your chat. I'm going to drop the link to this in your chat. See? Control V. Folks, this link that I'm dropping in your chats right now, bookmark it if you like. If you are ever curious about anything about the Masons, and I'm talking the Freemasons, well, this is your man, okay? This is your man, because this guy, that link that I just dropped right there, is to a 5-hour-long episode. 5 hours long. Worst kept secret society, says Rattlaser. The Order of the Eastern Star is another one for women. Thank you. Good to Rattlaser over there at Twitch. Happy to have you aboard, my friend. So this guy right here, right? Oh, I got no. He's still on my screen. He dropped a 5-hour-long video on YouTube. Now, YouTube scrubbed it. What else is new? YouTube scrubbed it. Somebody else had saved it, and it's been reposted. And if you have any questions whatsoever about the Masons, folks, bookmark that thing while it's still there and watch this while you have the time, because it's one of those links that who knows how long this video will last. All right, it has been taken down and taken down and taken down, and other people put it up. But I will tell you straight up. Let me just pull this up over here. This guy This guy became a Mason. He not only became a Mason, he went all the way to the top, okay? 33rd degree. He ascended quite rapidly. It was one of those, he was chosen to be a star. He was moving in the right circles. And this guy worked his way right up. And for years, he lived the quote-unquote rock and roll lifestyle. Like I better leave names out of this. You know, the Jay-Z's and all the famous people. This guy, in this 5.5-hour video, exposes everything. He exposes all of Hollywood. He exposes all of the people who are involved in Freemasonry. And he explains, beyond the shadow of a doubt, in his humble estimation, he comes straight out to tell you that Freemasons are Luciferians. This is the big secret that no one will tell you. They would never come out and say it. There's no devil horns on their cars. It is a very prominently known secret society. And what they do behind closed doors, people, is pretty crazy stuff. But I will tell you that in this 5-hour-long video, he flat out lays it all bare. He tells you anything and everything you want to know about the Masons, okay? He shows that one of their symbols, and you all know this, right? One of their symbols to let you know that they're in the club is, one of their things is this, like Napoleon, you know, the hidden hand, that is a Freemason's symbol. There is a special handshake, as you see, and he shows it. The one eye, all the photos of all the movie stars and all the rock stars and everything, all of them doing this, okay, this kind of thing, right? It's actually more than that. It could be this, okay? It could be this. But if you see somebody showing you only one eye, then they are making clear to you that they are part of this mystery. Part of this mystery. Now, this guy goes on to tell you, at great risk to himself. Let me see if I can pull one of these up exactly. 23 minutes, 23 seconds. 23, 20. Okay, this is going to be close enough right there.
Fellow brother Tony Abbott, and he's doing this.
Okay, so I'm gonna play a couple of specs from his video. Okay, he's right now he's showing you all of these famous people who are doing the eyeball thing.
That's a direct link to the mysterious all-seeing eye Freemasonry. There it is on the walls of the inside of a lodge room. So there's no reason to doubt that those who do this belong to this. This is another sign they do quite prominently. It's the sign of silence. This is from Richardson's Monitor of Freemasonry again, a finger over the lips.
Yes, one of the big symbols. One of the big symbols that Masons use with one another is this. If you see photographs of one of your favorite hip hop artists or movie stars and they're doing this, they are probably a Mason because they're sworn to secrecy. They are not supposed to tell you anything about what it is they got going on. You think that Scientology is something that's well hidden? They ain't got shit on these guys, okay? Now, I am an innocent bystander. I know, I'll be the first to tell you, I know nothing about the Masons. But I'm going to tell you this. This man, in his video, I haven't been given many spiritual gifts, but I do believe that one of the gifts that I have received is discernment. Okay? When I'm driving down the road and I get stopped at a red light and, there's a beggar on the corner, I mean, it's very easy for me to tell whether that person is a crack addict just looking for $5 to go take his next hit, or if that person is really a homeless person that could really use a hand and is hungry. The guys in the fancy outfits with the $200 FUBUs on with a gas can saying, I ran out of gas, man. I need gas. And there's not a gas station anywhere nearby. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to be able to tell when someone's really in need of some help and someone is just a mooch. If somebody was honest enough to sit there with a sign that said, I'm a beggar, I would give them $5. If they were honest enough to just say, I'm a beggar, I don't want to work, I want to live on money that you give me for free, I would give them the money for their honesty. This guy, okay, in his, what is his name? Altian Childs. This guy is extremely sincere in this video. Extremely sincere. He starts the video out by saying he was being driven by, I think, a chauffeur or something. He and his driver were living the life that they always led. Wild-ass partiers, cocaine and hookers, all that stuff. That's the kind of life that this guy led. And apparently he and his driver were, I guess the driver fell asleep and the car started going extremely fast. And he just happened to notice from the back seat, even though he was high as a kite. Actually, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. He was passed out in the back. He was passed out in the back. He was awoken. He was awoken by an angel of God who said, grab the steering wheel. He woke up. He saw that the car was headed at an extreme rate of speed for a concrete wall, and he reached over the seat and steered the car to safety. And that moment, right there, changed his life. That is the moment he said that the Lord Jesus came to him and turned his life upside down, and everything that he did prior to this, he threw out the window. He threw it all out the window. And then I guess he really became a devout follower of Christ. And one of the things that he felt obligated to do was to blow the lid off of Freemasonry. And in this little video here, this 5-hour-long video, he tells it all. He takes these famous ancient Masonry texts and books, their version of their Bibles. I guess they have 5 or 6 of these very, very holy books, secret books that you don't share. You don't find these at a 25-cent garage sale anywhere. Okay, these are their most private written works, works of Albert Pike. This guy goes through them all. He opens them up. He shows you the pages. He shows you what what happens to you if you open your mouth. He said that when you go in a Masonic lodge, the first thing you do when you walk in the door is you look over to whoever the Grand Poobah is, and the first sign that you give him is this, which is, I know that you will slit my neck open if I speak. This is my sworn secrecy, because I know you'll cut my head off if I tell anybody about this. Okay? So this expose of his, I'm going to play a little bit more of it. Let me play a little bit more. We're going to do this a couple of times because this is going to tie into what I'm going to be talking about later, and I want you to grasp how sincere this guy is in his tell-all about these Masons. Okay? I'm just going to let this roll for a minute.
Now these signs are slightly morphed over time, so covering the mouth in a variety of ways is the expression of being bound to secrecy and silence. Silence or death, as Little Wayne here is portraying. Here's the oath of a second-degree Freemason on page 21 of Richardson's Monitor of Freemasonry. Binding myself under no less penalty than having my left breast torn open and my heart and vitals taken out, thrown over my left shoulder, should I wilfully transgress any part of this my solemn oath. In this degree, the penalty is to have your whole body dissected, bowels removed and heart cut into pieces and thrown into a field where you are eaten by animals, all to protect.
And that is only if you're a second-degree Mason. He explains, he goes up the numbers, and the higher up you get, the more violent the types of death you will experience if you decide to go and tell people the secrets of this group.
Protect the secret religion of the rich, powerful, and famous. In the Knights Templar degree, the penalty is to have your head cut off. Listen to this penalty. And this one has happened throughout history more than any other, because it works so well without having to resort to death or the threat of death, and it's easier to execute. Now this applies to all areas of industry. It's done through the ruining of your reputation by fellow Freemasons, pointing him out to the world as an unworthy vagabond, by opposing his interests, making life very hard for you, by deranging his business, by transferring his character wherever he may go, and by exposing him to the contempt of the whole fraternity, the secret society, and the world. Wow. How many people do you think they've threatened?
This guy goes on to say, he goes through the different degrees. Like I said, this video, folks, this video is 5 hours long. He goes through it all, book by book, and then one of the things he's famous for. He shows you all of the symbols, all what their symbols mean, the pentagram, the all of their. He tells you what the compass and the square are for. He tells it all. And one of the things that he has no problem doing throughout this entire thing is let me turn this down for a second. I'm trying to find a very specific part of this video while talking to you. He exposes all kinds of people. Yeah, here we go. Let me just put this on the screen. Put this on the screen right now. He shows all kinds of famous people. And this is the shirts they wear. 666, the all-seeing eye in the middle of it. This is some famous chick. Maybe I should let him tell you who these people are. Hang on.
Sign with 3 6s on the shirt. Here's the movie poster. The hand sign and the 6 on his lapel. Connect the dots. Here's Don Cheadle. The hand sign And here he covers one eye with the dice. What's the number on the dice that he holds toward the camera? 6. There's literally 3 6s that manifest in the hand sign itself, like this. That's why they do it. Here's Drake with the most obvious example, holding up the hand sign with the all-seeing eye of Lucifer on his bicep. And here, blatantly connecting the 6 to the hand sign on the artwork to one of his songs. The hand sign over one eye, obviously signifying a 6. This is proof. The number is mystical.
Folks, this guy makes no bones about comparing Masons and their secrets. This guy alludes, he suggests, and I will say rather forcefully, he is very, very clear in stating that these people are Luciferians. And at one point in the video, he tells you about their hatred, absolute hatred for a gentleman by the name of Jesus Christ. So all the talk about Masons being Christians, according to this fellow, Radelaser says, I'm not saying anymore, but here, so Radelaser, this guy that I'm playing the video from, he was one of the elite, okay? Maybe not here in America, but over in his native Australia, this guy made it to the top of the top of the top, and went as high as you could go. As high as you could go. And when he was saved in his sleep from sheer death, that day he turned his life around. He began thinking about how he was going to expose all of this. Now, I don't know what has become of this guy. There's not a lot of current information on him. I hope he still walks the planet. I really do. But I will tell you that if you have the opportunity to watch this entire 5.5 hours, 5 hours and 17 minutes, this guy doesn't pull any punches. He goes through all of their books, okay? And explains as the higher you go up to the top of the pyramid in the degrees, the more dramatic, the description of what death you will find awaits you if you were to spill the beans on these people, okay? And one of the amazing things that he does is he shows multiple times, he shows tons of people doing the old one-eyed hand sign. So let me share a little bit of this with you, and one particular part I want to show you for sure, one very specific part I want to show you for sure, is the special handshake that he shows you from the Mason's book. It's like they take their thumb and they don't fully grasp the handshake. They take their thumb and they just kind of put it partially into the guy's hand, and you'll see it because I'm going to show you in some pictures. Let's watch just a little bit more of this video because this is going to tie in to where we go next, people. Let me know if you recognize any of these upcoming celebrities in this video. This may have to roll for 2 minutes or so for me to get the point across.
Websites and social media calling people like me, oh, he's just an anti-Mason. Blind fools at best, deceivers at worst. Well, the Freemason of the century wrote in this book and in this chapter, Freemasonry is a fraternity within a fraternity, an outer organization, concealing an inner brotherhood of the elect, one visible and the other invisible. The visible society is a splendid camaraderie of free and accepted men and women, enjoined to devote themselves to ethical, educational, fraternal, patriotic, and humanitarian causes and concerns like hospitals and charities. But the invisible society is a secret and most august fraternity whose members are dedicated to the service of a mysterious arcanum arcanorum, meaning mystery of mysteries. Now I wonder what that could be. So once again, don't listen to the lost or deceptive Masons that'll come here trying to cheat you from the truth, telling you that I don't know what I'm talking about or calling me an anti-Mason. Because there you just heard it. There's a Masonry for the majority of Masons, and then there's the real thing, the secret religion, which should shock you when it's announced. These same lost or deceptive Masons also love to repeat, like parrots, that Freemasonry is not a religion. Well, what does the Freemason of the century have to say about that? From this book, he writes, Masonry is essentially a religious order. Not just a little bit religious, but essential. And here, the iconic giant of Freemasonry says in Morals and Dogma, every Masonic lodge is a temple of
He's showing you all the famous people showing Masonic signs. That secret handshake, did you just see it? Look at these people in the secret handshake coming up. The secret handshake. All right. So if I don't move along, I'm not going to get to my other part. Not going to get to the other part. I hope at this point your curiosity is at least piqued. All right. I'm going to put the link one more time. In the chats. If you are the slightest bit curious about watching this full video, because it's 5 hours and 17 minutes. This guy exposes everything. Now, am I saying that he is all I'm saying is, if your curiosity is piqued, go and watch this video. If you find it interesting, good for you. This guy makes no bones. This Altian child makes no bones about telling everything that he learned. Everything that he learned as when he was a Mason, he spills the beans on us all. One more time, this is our guy who won the X Factor. Altian Childs is his name. He's nobody to us here in America, but apparently over in Australia, he's a bit of a big deal. So why did I bring this up this evening? Well, last night, as I mentioned to you, I was a guest on another show, and surprisingly, it was shared with me some rabbinic truths from the Talmud. Okay, now, folks, what I know about, I've had a million Jewish friends in my life, a million of them from the time I was 10 years old. I love each and every one of them. I have absolutely no problem. Some of them are some of the greatest, most wonderful people in the entire world to me, and I'll say that to my very last breath. I can tell you a fair amount about the Bible. I can't tell you a whole lot about the Talmud. I can't. But I can share with you what I learned about it. I went last night and looked into the Talmud, okay? And I found that there are two versions of it. The Talmud, the Torah, I think that they are pretty closely related, okay? There is a Babylonian Talmud and there is a Jerusalem Talmud, okay? There's two different Talmuds. But these are, the Talmud is a collection of rabbinic notes on the 2nd century Jewish oral tradition known as the Mishnah. The Mishnah. Let me put this on the screen for you so you can read right along with me. Why not? So much more fun that way. The Jerusalem Talmud predates its counterpart, the Babylonian Talmud. You can look this up on just about anything and get the history of the Talmud, all right? And these are rabbinical texts, okay? And like I said, I didn't know a whole lot about them. But, so, let me come back to you here. Last night, it was shared with me certain portions of the Talmud. Okay, just like in the Bible, okay, you can go in your Bible and you can find some pretty, I will tell you, you can find some pretty scary shit listed in, like, Leviticus, okay? Things that will happen to you if you don't do things the right way, right? Horrible deaths and all kinds of interesting stuff, all right? I guess the Talmud has a similar writings, guidelines. The rabbis back then said, if you do this, you will suffer that. So last night while I'm on this show, the host of the show shared with me a writing from a guy who apparently was a Jew and no longer claims to be a Jew. Now, I have to tell you, I did my homework, okay? Let me take this and put it to where you can see it. Let me put this on the screen for you. This was written 21 years ago by a guy by the name of Wesley L. Zwigoff. Wesley L. Zwigoff. I searched and I searched and I searched, and I couldn't get anything on this guy. I couldn't, no lineage. I don't know who he is. I don't know who his parents were. I don't know anything. I couldn't find any dirt on this guy, But I'm going to show you what it is that he wrote, and he posted. He posted this. And he says that all of these, were taken from the Talmud, okay? He says, I am Jewish, and I'm ashamed of my religion. As Christmas and Hanukkah draw close, the non-Jewish should seek familiarity with the treacherous, hate-filled, terrorist nature of the Jewish religion. Its hatred of non-Jewish peoples is identical to the religiously vested Muslims and Islamic hatred of us. We ignore the Jewish version at our peril. Study these quotations of the Jewish Bible, the Talmud Torah. When the Jewish and their servants respond in denunciation of this post, ignore them. They will do in obedience to the Libra David's 37, number 11 below. Let's just skip down to number 11 and see what that means. If a Jew be called upon to explain any part of the rabbinic books, he ought to give only a false explanation. Whoever will violate this order shall be put to death. That seems very similar to me to what the Masons were saying. If you were to tell anybody about our little secrets, at a level 2 Mason, you get your throat slit. I think at a level 5 Mason, they take you down to the ocean and they bury you up to your neck at low tide and let the tide slowly kill you. The further up the ladder in the Masonic levels you go, the more violent there is. The deaths are there. There's disembowelment. There is they open up your left breast and let the animals, the birds, pick at you and eat you and all that. So apparently, in these rabbinical texts out of the Talmud, there are a number of similar statements that say, if you share any of this, we'll kill you. We're going to have to kill you. But some of these things are pretty abominable. Like anybody, like this Aboda Zara 36b, the daughters of the Gentiles, should be considered in the state of niddah, which is filthy, from the cradle. Okay? That is also very similar to, in that 5.5-hour video that guy shared, the Masons think that any non-Mason is filth, that they are, they also think Jesus was the lowest of the low. Apparently there's a similarity here in the Talmud. Now, don't take my word on this, okay? Because here's the thing about me. I try to corroborate shit. If I read something like this, first of all, I couldn't figure out, for the life of me, I looked and I looked and I looked, and I could not get any information on this guy right here, this Wesley L. Zwigoff. None. I couldn't find anything out about him. But he lists all of these things, okay? He starts this off, he wrote this 21 years ago. He says, I am Jewish and I'm ashamed of my religion. And he's trying to say that if the world knew the inner teachings of the Talmud, the world would be shocked. Very similarly, that like the guy I just told you about, Altian Childs, was telling you exactly that about the Masons. These are our innermost secrets. This is not for the common man, and the common man is filth. The common man is filth. But let's get back to this for just a second, okay? Here's one. Sanhedrin 59a, a goy, that is a Gentile, who pries into the law is guilty of death. So, in other words, if somebody like me was to try to learn anything about this, well, I should be put to death. There are some pretty amazing ones here, like number 15 out of the Sanhedrin. A Jew may have sex with a child as long as the child is less than 9 years old. There are some other ones down here that say a Jew may violate but may not marry a non-Jewish girl. So being who I am, which is your brother Zoe, right? I'm not going to take a single piece of paper, a single writing from the internet and say, "Oh my God, this is true. Everybody, front page news." I did go to a website. It is called Sefaria. And on Sefaria, this is Sefaria, that is the website. They have the Talmud translated into English. This is the Babylonian version, and this is the Jerusalem version. And so here are, let me just lift this up a little bit. Well, I'm not even showing it on the screen. What a dipshit. What a dipshit. Okay, back to this. This is the website I went to. This is Sefaria. If I go to the top, the website, no, that's not it. This is it, Sefaria. This is the website, Sefaria. And in it, you can find all of these books. So as you scroll down, right, these are all the books of the Talmud in here. And let me go back here for just a second. Here is the writing by Wesley Zwigoff, right? So let's just take one of these. Let's choose one of these right here, right? How about Aboda Zara 36b? The daughters of the Gentiles should be considered as in the state of niddah, filth from their cradle. So then I go back to the Talmud. Aboda Zara. And if I could find the book, I'm just going to cheat, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to type in Okay, so here's the Aboda Zara. So I scrolled through here and I tried to find that one in particular, 36b. I have to tell you that there's lots and lots and lots of chapters in these Torahs, and man, I couldn't find it. Now, I'm not saying that they don't exist. All I'm saying is that in the 1+ hour that I had of my own after work to try and corroborate these things, I wasn't personally able to take even one of these statements here and all these statements made by this Wesley Zwigoff, whoever he is, I wasn't able to find them in any of the Jewish Torah. Now, I've spoken to other people who said, oh, they're in there. They're in there. I'm good. I'm getting a phone call from Spudley. Let's see what Spud has to say. Why, Mr. Langwell, how you doing, Spud?
Dude, I need 2 minutes.
Take as much time as you need.
You cannot conflate the Torah
with the Talmud
and the Talmud.
Two different things.
They are nothing. They are not the same.
This is
like taking a Donald Trump speech and the
saying
New York
that Hillary
Times,
said it.
Washington Post version of that same speech.
Okay, I could have sworn that I started this off by saying I know nothing about the Talmud and nothing about the Torah. I'm pretty sure I made that statement.
You do know the Torah. Wait, you do know the Torah. You went, dude. Did you go to Did you go to a religious school? You went to a religious school, right?
For the better part of my life. So yes, the Old Testament.
Know the Torah.
The Old Testament.
You know
yes.
the Torah, brother.
Yes.
You know exactly what the Torah is. It's the first 5 books of the Bible, the books of Moses: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. That is the Torah. That is Holy Scripture.
Correct.
The Talmud is written many, 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 many centuries later, many centuries after Christ.
They're saying 200 A.D.
Yes. Many centuries after Christ, and it's these remaining Pharisees, these religious Jews that Jesus, his entire...
Correct. Against.
Writing. It's them writing, and yes, there's a bunch of reverse stuff, but I just had to point that out.
Well, that's so. This is what I find fascinating, Spud. It would appear that there is an extraordinary similarity between the fact that it's secretive, that what these Sanhedrin and stuff we're talking about, they're saying, you better not tell anybody about what we're writing down here. If you do, you will be sentenced to death. Then they go as far as to the similarities between what these guys say and what the Masons say. Now, there may be 2,000 years difference between the time. They're awfully fucking similar.
Yeah, well, no, this cult started, and this is late. So this is a 6,000-year-old death cult at this point.
I'm
And
guessing.
You're talking about 4,000 years into it that these people are making these comments. So this predated, this stuff has been around in the same. It's Luciferianism. You started off saying that, and you said it correctly. It's Luciferianism, and I'm sorry if anybody in LDS is offended, but Mormonism is Luciferianism, and the Masons sure as hell are. I grew up knowing the Masons as the Shriners.
Yeah.
And as Demo Lay, right? Demo Lay was, so you're talking about the Daughters of Job.
Right.
There's a female version of Demo Lay, which are like the mini Masons.
Right.
Me and Val were riffing on the various Masons.
No. Spud, when you mentioned the Shriners, right? These are the guys at all the little teeny tiny town parades. That they're the ones that drive the go-karts and do the neat little stuff, right? And they've got the little red fez, and they donate money to children's hospitals. And
they have hospitals. They run hospitals.
Yeah.
They do all of this.
On the outside.
Work. Yes, that's all. They all do that. Like the Red Cross looks like.
Like the Rockefellers.
The Red Cross's mission, and it looks like it's the most amazing thing in the world. And then when you get inside of it, it's the most corrupt, demonic shit on the
dude.
planet.
That is the entire. That was the name of my episode tonight. Is that Zoso's mind is basically blown by this shit. Okay, I mean, I know this stuff exists, but to find that it's so old and so deep rooted, but at the same time, the more modern you get, it just seems like there's just newer, different variations of the same thing.
Yeah, but you know what? We're kicking their friggin' ass, Zoso, and you know how we're doing it? We're doing it in prayer, and we're doing it by being in touch with the God who created us, and goodness, and brotherhood, and love. We're kicking ass that way, brother.
Amen, my brother.
We can, and we are. So many people I'm close to and people I love, and they just, everything they say, it seems like it's just so black-pilled. I just go, man, that must be so hard. I just pray for them. I'm not saying, look, nobody knows struggle, and especially eternal struggle and spiritual struggle more than me. Yes, whatever. But I'm telling you that I am an optimist, and I can't help but be an optimist. I can't help. I know the power of God. I've seen it. I've felt it. I've seen the prayers. I know.
Dude, amen to that.
It is. And we just, here's the thing, is that everything that's done in the darkness, everything that's done out of sight will be brought. That hidden hand, that's going to be pulled right out of
right out of their butts.
There's no, and here's the thing, and I'm just so sick of this defeatist. I grew up in this defeatist rapture. We're the only way out, man. The Antichrist is right here. No, we're gonna kick his foot. No, that's coming, but we're gonna fight. Fucking fight. We're gonna fight. Jesus said, I don't come to bring peace. I come to bring a sword. I come to fight. And you don't understand what the fight is. It's to take the mountains. Oh, no, the government, that's worldly. No, we take it. We don't take it and just feel like, we take it and do good with it. We do good. We take the Spirit of God into the world, and this is what's missing. This is what people in this movement especially are missing so much, is they're just so doomsdayed. They're just so like, there's just the end's coming. No, you're just weak. Get up and fight.
Dude.
Fucking fight.
That is exactly what is going on.
That ammo. Bayonet those bastards. Go.
Dude, that is exactly what the lefty meltdown looks like right now. The end is near. Oh my God, she lost. We got to get out of it. It's It's unbelievable to watch.
Well, I wish it was just the lefties. I see it on the right too. I see it in the. I want to encourage everybody. I don't want anybody to get into that mindset. Here's the thing: your words have power. Speak truth. Speak love. Be in power and be in prayer. Be in touch. Be in touch with the God who made you. He's going to lead you. He's going to teach you to do good. He's going to.
Amen, my brother.
I know my plans for you. They're to prosper you, and to do good for you.
Dude, I am with you 100%. I mean, that guy's video that I shared, if you were to watch it and see the sincerity in this guy, this is a dude who had it all. Money, all party and fame. He walked away from it all because God reached down and saved him from sudden death, and he went 180 degrees and said, I have to tell the world about this. And this guy is so it was so sincere. It was amazing. It was amazing to watch,
Well, and here's the thing. There's a famous comedian, Kevin Williams, who said, all you bleep, 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 bleeps are going down in 4.
Spud, I always love your calls.
If you know, you know. Anyway, so I said I wanted 2 minutes. I took a lot more, but God bless you people out there. Fight, fight, fight. I love you.
You helped me dramatically.
Feels down, you feel dark, email me. I'm here, and I'm no stranger to that.
Oh, I'm not. You know me. I'm not going dark. I'm as happy, the happiest I've ever been in my life.
Well, God bless.
Great
God
to
bless
talk to you, my man.
Prosperity is love for you all. I love you.
Love you, my friend. Thank you. TL Spud right there, checking in. Here we go. Folks, I got to share this photo with you. Okay, before we get out of here tonight, I got to share this photo with you. This is our dear sister, oh my goodness, Purple Pixie. Purple Pixie got her butt kicked by her dogs. Can you see? It looks like, oh my God, looks like she's going to have a black eye. Oh, her chin got messed up. I mean, without knowing what happened, but having been to her house, I suspect that somehow maybe dog's leashes got wrapped around her feet, and it looks like she had a spill from hell. This poor girl. This is one of the sweetest little people you will ever meet in your life. I want to ask you to please pray for our dear sister Purple Pixie, that she heals quickly, that she heals with no permanent markings. That is, oh, the poor girl. Her dogs literally beat the crap out of her. That is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. All right. Spudley, thank you for the call. Just food for thought there, people. Seriously, if you want to learn about the Masons, watch that video. This guy goes through it all, start to finish, takes you all the way up the ladder, and spills the beans. I was blown away by what I learned, and this guy had no problem saying that he firmly believes that the secret inside of the secret is Luciferianism. So it kind of makes sense when you see all those movie stars like that. Crazy stuff. Zoe's mind has been blown yet again. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I look to see all of you on Sunday. Sunday morning, I will be doing over at Pilled Foxhole and at D Live. I'll be doing my music show entitled The Seventh Day. That's where I take 7 classic rock albums and play them in their entirety. No commercials, end to end. 7 fantastic rock albums. That will be on Sunday, starting about 10 a.m. Pacific time. Then, of course, later Sunday night, I'll be back on all of these platforms: Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, D Live, and, of course, Pilled Foxhole. I'm going to sneak on out of here, people. It's been a long, long week for your brother Zoe. He's got to get some shut-eye. I've got to get some shut-eye. Please say some prayers for our dear sister, Purple Pixie, would you? And I will see all of you around the bend. I'll have footage from the motorcycle event tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you around the bend. Let me release the gold pills and the end of the treasure chest while I'm getting ready. Here comes the scratching. Here comes the scratching. And here comes the treasure chest. Spudley, Bad Zoot, Jayla 17, Lynn Winters, Syllabore. Congrats, people. Well done over there. Lone Yukon wrote, Brother Zoe didn't kill himself. I freaking love you guys. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. We'll see you somewhere around the bend. Oh, that's funny. That is funny.